Hello squad, and welcome back to my channel. You guys know that I love Aldi. I've talked about it a lot, and so today I thought that I would unpack my groceries with you and with my kids, and I would just go through and show you what we ate this past week. So I'm gonna show you the items, and then I'm also gonna share our meal plan with you. If you are new here, my name is Kelly, and I really enjoy sharing videos about secondhand shopping and our life as a family. So if you like learning about yard sale shopping and thrift shopping, and if you like to learn more about using a budget and being a good steward of your money, then please hit that red subscribe button. Also, you can find me over on Instagram, that is @YardSaleSquad, and I would love to have you follow me there. So in conjunction with this video, actually today on Instagram, I am also going to be sharing an IGTV video where I talk about all of my Aldi favorites. I do have a YouTube video about this also, but on Instagram, I'll kind of do a little bit of a different approach. So before we get into the haul, let's talk about kind of what our family does as our grocery shopping routine and what a general overview of our grocery list might look like. If you're anything like me, your family, you're a creature of habit and you buy the same things over and over again. That's certainly true with my family. So really with our grocery list, it's kind of the same formula. I go grocery shopping once a week. Our routine may change at some point, but right now our current routine is that I normally go on Mondays, and I actually have a nice little deal worked out with my mom where she watches my kids and I get to have some alone time where I can listen to a podcast in the car and go grocery shopping, and I also get a list of groceries for her. So whenever I go to Aldi and I put my quarter in the cart, I just use the front part of the cart for my mom and the back part of the cart for me, and it works out great, and I get some alone time. I get to get good deals on groceries, and it really is a bright spot in my week. If you are someone with littles like I am and you're not able to do grocery pickup, maybe it's not in your area, or maybe you just prefer to go on your own, maybe this is something that you could work out with a family member or a friend. Trade some childcare for grocery shopping. Maybe you could trade off and each go every other week. Just something to think about. Our grocery shopping is pretty streamlined, and because I go every single week, I can pretty much know what to expect as far as what my bill is going to look like without having to go through the store with a calculator and punching everything in. Our weekly budget for groceries at Aldi is about $75. That's usually what I like to keep it at. Now, our total grocery bill per week is $100. That extra $25 a week accounts for things that we can't buy at Aldi, or maybe we prefer to buy somewhere else, like toilet paper. So before we get into the list, this is sort of the formula that I adhere to every single week. I usually try to buy 2 proteins every week. Most often that would be chicken breast or chicken tenderloins, and then a pound of ground turkey. I will also occasionally buy ground beef. I will sometimes buy a roast or maybe a steak to do steak tacos or something like that. But for the most part, ground turkey is really cheap. Usually, chances are I'm gonna pick up a pound of ground turkey and then something else. Depending on the week, I might also pick up something easy that I can grab for lunches if I need to, like hot dogs or some frozen chicken nuggets or chicken tenders. That's not something that I do a lot, but I do sometimes keep those on hand just if I need something quick. I've got that option. I also like to buy breakfast sausage from there and bacon, so I would say that I try to limit it to 2 to 3 proteins per week. I usually buy maybe 5 to 6 produce items per week, and I really try not to go over that. If you've ever seen the meme that says something to the effect of, "I wish I was the person that I thought I was when I bought all of this produce," that's really what I want to try to avoid. I don't want to be in this place where I was really gung-ho and I bought all of these produce items that I thought I was going to eat, and then I didn't, and then they're perishable, so they went bad. So I really try to be realistic and keep it in that 5 to 6 item window. Outside of that, I do buy various items that are on the canned food aisle. I buy baking items. I buy pasta sauce and pasta and tortillas and those kinds of things when we do decide to use them. We drink almond milk, so I usually buy 2 half gallons every week. I buy an unsweetened original and I buy an unsweetened vanilla. That way I can use them for sweet or savory recipes. And I've mentioned before that my husband loves yogurt, so we buy a lot of yogurt at Aldi. So that's kind of our formula. If you want to know specifically within those categories what I buy and what are my favorites, then you can hop over to Instagram and you can watch that IGTV video. So let's hop over into the video. I will show you guys my grocery haul, and then I will share my meal plan with you as well. So I mentioned that we were a little low on freezer stock this week, so I bought 2 things of turkey, I bought some chicken, and then I also bought some bacon and some hot dogs. You'll see that Andy already helped herself to the hot dogs. I'm not really counting broccoli in with my produce items because it's not super perishable. You know, it will last for a while. But this week, again, we were low on most everything, so I ended up getting 7 produce items. That's a little bit beyond what I normally get. And you cannot beat the price of avocados at Aldi. Typically, dry cereal for us is a snack, and this box will probably last us for 2 weeks. This is my usual haul of almond milk and hummus with crackers. Also, I'm making a new recipe this week that called for pepper jack cheese, and I like sour cream with our butternut squash bowls. Abram is showing you the coffee that Brandon drinks. I don't buy my coffee from Aldi because I drink decaf. Stevia is what we use to sweeten our coffee, and Brandon eats whole wheat tortillas along with his lunch. I always keep black beans in the house. I typically buy gluten-free pasta, but they didn't have any, and that is my favorite pasta sauce. First the receipt and then the meal plan. I'm curious to know if these prices are similar or different than what you experience where you shop. Like I said, we bought a little more this week and our total was $84.56. So here's a look at our meal plan for this particular week. I usually try to share this lineup every week on Instagram just for sharing purposes and to give inspiration. So you can see here that a lot of my meals use similar ingredients. And I also have some meals that are vegetarian or very light on the meat, and that helps us to save money as well. You'll also notice that I did dedicate one night of the week to leftovers. In addition to having a night of the week where I use leftovers, I usually make my lunches out of our leftovers from the previous night's meal, and this really leaves me wasting very little of our food. Alright guys, that is our meal plan for the week. You saw that our grocery bill was a little bit higher this week, and that was because our freezer had really gotten pretty bare. And so I bought some extra items to sort of bulk that back up again. And when it comes to grocery shopping and staying within the budget and really trying to make your life better and work the best for you, there are 2 questions that I try to keep in mind. And if you just listen to them without really thinking through them, they sort of seem to cancel themselves out, but they really don't. The first question is, what can I buy to help myself out next week? So I mentioned the ground turkey. Oftentimes I will buy a pound of ground turkey and bring it home and just put it right in the freezer. Sometimes it's buying a large pack of chicken breast and splitting it up and going ahead and portioning it out and putting it in the freezer. Sometimes it's buying extra vegetables and chopping and freezing them so they're ready to use when I need them. And sometimes, like I mentioned last week in my breakfast IGTV, it's about doubling and freezing things so that breakfast is easier next week. The other question that does sort of seem to cancel this out, even though it really doesn't, is what can I go without this week? So I ask myself, what can I get to help myself next week? And then I ask myself, what can I go without this week? I do usually try to buy a little something to treat myself. It might be an extra snack, it might be a type of candy, anything that's not really on my regular formula list. I try to really limit it to 1 thing a week, and that helps me feel like I'm getting a treat, but it also helps me to not overindulge. So I try to ask myself, is this item still going to be here next week? Aldi especially is notorious for bringing in seasonal items or special buys items. So if there's something that you really see that you want, I would go ahead and get that, but just limit the other treats in your cart so that you make sure that you're staying within your budget. So that is our Aldi haul for the week, and that's my weekly Aldi list formula. My current grocery list system is working well for me, but I have been considering making a printable grocery list that has the place for proteins, the place for fruits and vegetables, but the lines being limited to those numbers that I said so that you can hold yourself accountable. If this is something that you think you'd be interested in, then just let me know in the comments and I will be happy to put that together for you. I have a meal planning video and I will link that at the end of this video and down below in the description box. But one thing that I really stressed in that video is when you are meal planning, use meals that have like ingredients. So if you are new to meal planning, the place where you start is not starting on Pinterest with 5 to 7 recipes that sound really good. The place that you start is first in your fridge, your freezer, and your pantry to see what you have. You go in your pantry and you find a jar of pasta sauce and you find a box of pasta. So automatically you're thinking about spaghetti. So buy that pound of turkey or buy that pound of ground beef, but split it in half. Thin out your spaghetti sauce a little bit and use a half pound for that. And then take that other half pound and turn it into burgers or a meatloaf or tacos. If you're going to have a salad with your spaghetti, then just buy a big bag of shredded lettuce and use part of it for your salad and then use the rest of it to go on top of tacos. Maybe you go in the fridge and you see that you have some leftover bacon from the week before. So combine that with some baking ingredients that you already have, and maybe you could have breakfast for supper one night and have bacon with some fruit and some pancakes. Seeing meal planning this way will help you streamline your grocery list. You will buy less, you will spend less, and you will waste less. And in the end, I think that's a triple threat. All right, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. Please remember to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear about your weekly formula for your grocery list. Thank you guys for watching, and I will be talking to you soon.